Ferrari's weekend in China went from triumph to disaster in a matter of hours. After the excitement of Lewis Hamilton's sprint race victory, both Ferrari cars were shockingly disqualified from Sunday's Grand Prix, leaving the team in turmoil. With McLaren securing a dominant 1-2 finish, Ferrari has a lot of ground to cover if they want to remain competitive in the championship fight. But how can they bounce back from such a massive setback? And more importantly, will this affect team morale moving forward? The biggest disappointment of Sunday's race was undoubtedly Ferrari. Both Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton were disqualified. Leclerc's car was found to be 1 kilogram underweight, while Hamilton's skid wear exceeded the limit by 0.5 millimeters. Though these may seem like minor infractions, they were enough to warrant strict enforcement by the FIA, stripping Ferrari of a crucial 18 points in the Constructors' Championship. Alpine's Pierre Gasly also faced disqualification, further showcasing the FIA's commitment to regulation enforcement. Team principal Fred Vasseur had previously stated that the real season for Ferrari would start in China, but instead it ended in disaster. Ferrari had made adjustments to their car setup after the sprint race, hoping to improve performance. However, these changes backfired, leaving them unexpectedly off the pace on Sunday. In an official statement addressing the disqualifications, Ferrari explained, "Following the FIA post-race scrutineering, both our cars were found not to conform to the regulations for different reasons. Car number 16 was underweight by 1 kilogram, and car number 44's rear skid wear exceeded the 0.5 millimeters limit. Charles was on a one-stop strategy, which led to high tire degradation, resulting in the car becoming underweight. With regard to Lewis skid wear, we misjudged the consumption by a small margin." However, using tire wear as an excuse doesn't fully explain the issue. Every team switched to a one-stop strategy during the race after George Russell identified it as the better approach. If Ferrari had anticipated excessive tire degradation, they could have adjusted strategy mid-race, preventing disqualification altogether. Ferrari has been struggling with slow-speed cornering performance, which was evident in the first sector of the Shanghai Circuit. The SF25 lacked the necessary grip and balance, particularly in the tighter corners, which impacted overall lap times. While Japan's Suzuka circuit features more medium and high-speed corners, Ferrari must optimize their car setup to take full advantage. Additionally, strategy execution remains a glaring weakness. Leclerc suggested an alternate race strategy early in the Grand Prix, but his race engineer insisted on sticking with Plan A later when Ferrari finally considered Plan C. Leclerc responded with frustration, "I told you this." This kind of miscommunication has plagued Ferrari for years and must be addressed if they hope to contend for the championship. Hamilton echoed similar sentiments, expressing disappointment in the car's drastic performance shift from the sprint to the race. He stated, "I'm glad we tried something different with the strategy, but it didn't work. We had a decent car in the sprint, but the changes we made for Sunday didn't improve things. It was much harder to keep up with the guys ahead." Despite the nightmare in China, there are positives Ferrari can take into the Japanese Grand Prix. Hamilton's sprint race win proved the SF25 has the potential to compete at the front. The key for Ferrari will be refining their setup, improving communication, and ensuring they don't repeat costly errors in compliance with FIA regulations. Vasseur remains optimistic, stating, "The positives from this weekend are Lewis' pole position and sprint victory. Charles also had a strong race despite front wing damage. However, we need to understand what happened between Saturday and Sunday." Ferrari must focus on rear downforce improvements to enhance performance in low-speed sections, ensuring they remain competitive across different track layouts. The upcoming races will be crucial, especially as McLaren continues to dominate at the front. Losing 18 points at this stage of the season is a significant setback, but it doesn't mean Ferrari is out of the fight. They need to respond quickly with upgrades and a sharper race strategy. If they can avoid further missteps and capitalize on tracks that suit their car, they still have a chance to challenge Red Bull and McLaren. Leclerc also addressed his growing on-track battles with Hamilton, stating, "Our relationship is going really well. We respect each other, and I have no doubt we'll continue to fight hard while keeping things professional." Ferrari's disqualification in China was a major blow, but there's still time to turn things around. With McLaren pulling ahead in the constructors' standings, Ferrari must act fast to close the gap. Can they fix their issues before Japan? And more importantly, will they be able to challenge for a Grand Prix win as they did in the sprint race? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to know more about Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda's potential Red Bull seat swap, check out the video appearing on your screen right now.